We're entering Paris, guys. There's some squeaky noise over here. There's no mistakes that this is the grandchild of the legendary Citroen DS. Hello everyone, over here is the DS9. Now it costs 84,000 euros, and judging by this price we already know who it is directly competing against. The likes of the BMW 5 Series, the 5 Series, the Audi A6 and the Mercedes E-Class. Now, out of those three Germans I just mentioned, the Mercedes E-Class is the most legendary because it was born in that segment, the limousine segment, everyone. However, this can also be said about the DS9. It has a very, very long history. In fact, whenever I see this DS9, the first thing that comes to my mind is history, everyone. It's like strolling in Paris, guys. When you stroll in Paris, you appreciate it for its history. When you sit in this DS9, you appreciate it for its history. French car manufacturers have developed a habit of doing revolutionary things, but it goes to a point where even the name is revolutionary. Even the name always changes, guys. DS9, it all started with the Citroen DS. The Citroen DS was succeeded by the Citroen CX. Then it was succeeded by the Citroen XM, and then eventually the Citroen C6 in the 2000s, guys. Now in the early 2010s, Citroen decided to stop production of these vehicles due to poor sales, apparently. This is practically the grandson of the legendary Citroen DS, guys. But the thing is, how promising is this grandchild of the Citroen DS? Because the Citroen DS was something that dominated the continent of Europe, and it basically dominated the world at one point. So over here, the front design of the DS9. Now this particular line is interesting, and it's actually quite original. Not many car manufacturers come up with this. This could be a reference to the Citroen DS Présidentiel, the special DS that was built specifically for French politicians, guys, officials. It was an official state car, guys. And I think I vividly remember seeing something on its bonnet that resembled this. Now, interesting front, guys. This could be a direct reference to the Citroen CX. Now, because it had a chrome right here, and also it had a prominent grille at the front like this. In fact, when looking at it from this angle, it does resemble a CX to some extent. Those triple headlights could be a reference to the Citroen SM, guys. You do get 360-degree parking cameras and parking sensors at the front and at the rear. How generous is that? And you do get blind spot monitoring. Get some orange lighting right here, guys. Strong sign of identity, because the original Citroen DS did have lighting over here, guys. But there's a difference. This is not your indicator lights. These are just daytime running lights. Stylish rear design of the DS9, guys. Looks interesting. Now, the looks is quite cool. In fact, these rear lights are supposed to be a reference to the Musée de la Louvre. I'm struggling to spot a sign of identity here. I'm inclined to say Citroen SM, but that's because of the excess use of chrome. The thing about the Citroen DS and the Citroen SM is that they used a lot of chrome for their rear bumpers. But for this, yeah. Now it should be noted that most sedans in this segment, they often have a prominent sedan figure to them. So a prominent boot space, guys, which is horizontal, 180-degree horizontal, guys, a straight line. The thing about the DS9, and this applies to many of its predecessor models, they all have this crossback style to them. It's something similar to Audi, guys. So they always have this style like this. So if you look carefully at the rear, it does have this rather not so straight line, you know, it's still diagonal, guys, at the rear. It has this crossback look to it. Now, on the positive hand, this is a very powerful sign of identity, but it does create a problem. Practicality solutions, guys. You get actual exhausts. Now, guys, it's not all pink roses. There are some problems we are going to address. The quality over here, guys, listen to this. Every time you lean onto this, there's some squeaky noise over here. There's a lot of squeaky noise over there. And now look what happens when you just gently push the grille. It's everything's a bit wobbly at the front, guys. The quality doesn't really feel solid compared to competitors. If you look carefully at the part over here, there's a lack of alignment. Look carefully. See? Lack of alignment. And I've noticed this over here as well, guys. Look at this. This is not properly aligned. Now the design of the DS9 is gorgeous, but I feel like those wheels just made it look conventional. They don't make it look interesting, guys. They look a bit generic. It would have been more interesting if they did some more experiments with it, because all I'm seeing is 5-spoke split wheels, which are black alloys and shiny alloy on top, and this is something competitors have already come up with. I thought DS loved originality. For a car brand new and that hasn't really driven on the tarmac that much, you already get rust present on the drum. Now it is time to explore the interior of the DS9, everyone. These are pop-out door handles. There we go. Here comes the exciting part, everyone. The interior of the DS9. We're entering Paris, guys. Lovely interior of the DS9. Very, very promising, guys. Very original in its own ways. The design over here reminds me of the Citroen DS. I had a chance to see a Citroen DS, guys, and it was really interesting. It looked exactly like this. Everything here vertical. The air conditioning was exactly in that position, guys. Now it should be noted that because this is part of the PSA Group and also part of Stellantis, there are many part sourcing, and it's very obvious that certain aspects come directly from Peugeot Citroen cars. Like this gear knob, for example. This gear knob is obviously from other PSA Group cars. The infotainment system quality and the digital instrument cluster, again, directly from other PSA Group cars. Whether this is something to question or not, it can be questionable in the context of the fact that it's competing in the premium segment. So we expect originality. But then on the other side, it does reduce production costs. Now, the overall feel in this interior is very good. It doesn't have this bold feel like the Germans have, and neither does it have this very status feel like the Jaguar XF, guys. Something about this interior is very humble. It's supposed to be like fine wine, you know, it's not meant to be all sporty and anything. Fine wine in the sense you drink it slowly and you appreciate the taste after. This is how you appreciate the DS9. Sit and appreciate it for what it is, guys. Now, on the questionable side, it's not really something sporty, but on the bright side, it is something which is very comfortable. Now this steering wheel is quite adjustable. You can move it in and out. You can move it up and down, guys. So it's quite pleasant. All 4 windows are automated, guys. Now it is time to cover the practicality solutions of this DS9. So they have like quite a number of interesting things going on. Now, central console, this type of layout has become typical throughout the PSA Group. Quite interesting. Now, 2 cup holders of fixed sizes, guys. And I like the trim it's under. Then you get another storage space right here. This is good for your telephone. I think it's a wireless recharge for your telephone, guys. And it does have a 12-volt socket and USB points there. The front passenger seat gets a seating adjustment and lumbar support. You get a sunroof as well. You get your mirror adjustments right here. And you do get a glove box, guys. Now the glove box is massive. This is the thing about PSA Group cars. They tend to have massive glove boxes. Start stop for your engine is always right above there. This is typical with the DS automobiles. And you do get a nice little clock. Now, nice door bin right here. I like the material it's lined with. And because the window buttons are right at the middle, you do get a lot of free space right here. So it's all simple, although it seems like the door handle could do with a bit more style, because all it is just hard plastic, guys. I mean, look at this, 84,000 euros, and you are to have hard plastic right here, which brings me down to the questionable side of this interior, guys. Now, the interior is really nice, don't get me wrong, but I'm under the impression that it was a bit rushed to some extent, because if you look carefully across the interior, there's no trim or anything like wood or aluminum or anything. The steering wheel looks nice, but it doesn't really feel nice, guys. So, you know, when you hold on to the steering wheel, it's not really squidgy or anything interesting. Hold on a second. I hear a lot of squeaking noise from the door. Wait 1 second. There's a lot of squeaking noise coming from the door, guys. Alright everyone, and another problem with this DS9 is that there's no soft close for some reason. Check this out. Yeah, no soft close. So, ease of entrance, guys. Very pleasant. So I get quite a good amount of leg room. My leg room is limited thanks to the seating adjustment of the driver's seat, and could also be thanks to the case of the front passenger seat, guys. So it all depends on seating adjustments. Otherwise you get plentiful knee room. My knee room is kilometers. I want you all to have a look at this. This is your armrest, and this is the real deal. So, cup holders of fixed sizes, guys. And I like this piano black trim right here. It's funny that the piano black trim is nowhere to be seen at the front, but it's only here at the back. Anyways, little center storage right here. This could be for your pen or something. And then over here, little storage space. Now, there's no tray over here, but hey, it's not really necessary. However, for some reason, the back of this driver's seat feels a bit firm, guys. It's a bit on the firm side, and you get a net for a rear seat pocket. Usually most competitors don't really offer nets. They offer something more interesting, guys. You get a fully detailed climate control for the rear seat, guys. Ventilated and heated as well. That's amazing. And you get USB points right down there. Handle over here, coat hook over here, and a beacon of hope lighting right there. The exciting part, guys, the boot space of the DS9. Let's check this out. So, the boot space of the DS9 is really nice. It's quite deep, just like other sedans of its segment. However, I feel like the entrance of the boot space is a bit narrow, guys. Like, see, the gap over here is not so wide. That's because earlier I mentioned this has a fastback style to it, guys, so this could explain why the space is a bit limited. So here's my conclusion of the DS9, everyone. I have to say that this DS9 is one of the most promising Stellantis vehicle in today's generation, and primarily because this is the only premium sedan in this segment to put up a fight against the BMW 5 Series, the Audi A6, and the Mercedes E-Class, guys, or basically other competitors like the Jaguar XF, guys. But the point is, isn't it a bit too late? Let's talk about what this DS9 possesses. This DS9 possesses a very rich identity. There is no mistakes that this is the grandchild of the legendary Citroen DS. And it's also great value for money in terms of equipment. The equipment present across the interior of this DS9 and on the exterior is impeccable. I've seen no German competitors dare do this. This car, 84,000 euros, top of the range. It's like you get everything you ever desired in terms of equipment. The story changes as soon as we talk about quality and reliability. Unfortunately, that is where all the other competitors beat DS9. When I was looking at the exterior, the quality at the front was a bit alarming. There was a lot of squeaky noises coming from the front, and the door also kept making squeaky noises, guys. It was quite alarming, especially for the premium segment. You wouldn't really expect such a thing. And then the interior, you see, it's got the style, the identity, and it's got the equipment, but there's just something about the interior that feels a bit off. It feels a bit rushed, you know? It feels like someone just basically said, okay, here, let me do this. Ta-da, happy now? You know what I'm saying, guys? It's like usually most car manufacturers, they invest a lot of love, time, and passion for this model. But DS, the way they've gone about the DS9, something just doesn't really feel hearty. You know, it doesn't really seem to have the same spirit as the Citroen DS, the Citroen CX. Which leaves us to the big question. For a price of 84,000 euros, is this DS9 good value for money or not? As I've stressed before, in terms of equipment, great value for money. But in terms of quality, okay value for money. So which brings us to the neutral zone. It's just good value for money, guys, okay? It's got the promises and everything, but reliability, historically, for the Stellantis, especially PSA Group and Fiat Chrysler, reliability has never been the top of their chart. Like, my humble opinion of this DS9. Oh, I love it. I love this DS9. This DS9 has to be one of the most promising premium sedans in the segment. As the years progress, we will see many promises, many changes, and I'm very optimistic, guys. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos that are on the run, guys. I have a question to ask all of you. Do you all prefer this DS9 or do you prefer competitors like the BMW 5 Series, the Audi A6, Mercedes E-Class, or the Jaguar XF? Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts and what is your favorite premium sedan. Alright, I'll see you all next time.